My name's Woodward and I make kinetic sculpture. I've been doing it for about 5 years now. And I'm in Sydney at the moment doing a residency at ArtsCareer. I've studied sculpture right through uni, so I used to do, earlier on, a lot of my work was quite figurative. The year after I finished honours, I started working on a piece for an exhibition, and it ended up being a kinetic piece because that's what it needed to be. And from there it just rolled into everything I think now moves, so I think I'd struggle to actually make a non-kinetic artwork now. They're often pieces that involve steel and water now. I make kinetic sculpture because I'm interested in how people empathise with things that move and kind of feeling work rather than thinking it. I try to keep the process as open and experimental as possible because then it kind of increases the chance for things to happen that I'm not expecting and that I can't predict, and usually they're much more interesting. Often the experimentation is to do with getting materials to do things that they're not intended for, or to sort of test out ways of making things move and that sort of thing. I much prefer to have no idea where I'm going. It might start with an idea as simple as wanting to make a piece that involves water, and so I'll then just start experimenting with that. But I also spend a fair bit of time at the computer doing applications and that side of things as well, but I definitely work on my practice pretty much every day. And I enjoy writing, which makes it easier in a way. I'm lucky in that respect. So yeah, I'm quite active in terms of chasing opportunities. Particularly because my work is so installation based, I really need exhibition spaces to finish the work off and to show it. I do work in the studio that doesn't lead to an outcome, but it's quite difficult to actually do a final resolution of a piece without actually knowing where it's going or having a space to exhibit it in. That's also quite a challenge to talk about work that doesn't yet exist and to see how that can feed into sort of lead on from where you're at that point in time. On the really large pieces, a lot of the time I also spend on the computer drawing up parts for cutting and for getting them prepared. I'm sort of working at extremes at the moment, but that's actually good. It sort of keeps different parts of one's brain active. I've been doing this residency for a couple of months now, and when I get back to Melbourne it's going to be hitting the ground running in terms of getting all these shows out, so, but it's exciting. This was the first residency that I've done, so it was actually a good learning curve in terms of finding ways to actually work in an effective way in an unfamiliar environment. And I think some new things are sort of coming out in the work because of that, so it's been very beneficial actually.